क्या अपनी माताओं, बहुओं, बेटियों सहित किसी भी मतदाता की सीसीटीवी वीडियो चुनाव आयोग को साझा करनी चाहिए क्या?
So that was Chief Election Commissioner Gyanesh Kumar. Last month he was asked a very straightforward question. Why can't the Election Commission of India share CCTV footage of polling booths? What stops the poll body from making this CCTV footage publicly accessible? Privacy concerns, answered the Election Commission. CC Gyanesh Kumar said that sharing CCTV footages would affect the privacy of the voter because that would reveal their identity and make them vulnerable to pressure and intimidation. And then to give his argument an emotional touch, CC Gyanesh Kumar dismissed the demand by saying, is it right to share CCTV footages of our mothers and sisters? But what if I told you that the same election commission provided full voter data, complete database of details of voters, including photos, to a state government, and this data eventually landed up in the hands of private companies? Hello and welcome, I am Shubham Chauhan. Let's get started. So today's story takes us to the state of Telangana, a relatively newer state carved out from Andhra Pradesh in 2014. Now since 2014 till 2023, one party has completely dominated Telangana's political landscape. That's the Bharat Rashtriya Samiti. Earlier it was the Telangana Rashtra Samiti, now it is BRS, Bharat Rashtra Samiti. Their leader and the chief minister of Telangana from 2014 to 2023 was a man named K. Chandrasekhar Rao or KCR. A new report has now revealed that the Election Commission had shared voter data with the KCR government. The state government then got private companies on board and gave them this truckload of EC data to implement a government project. Journalist Ayushi Kar investigated the story, which was published by the Reporters Collective this morning. So basically, it all began in 2019. That year, the Telangana government introduced the Pensioner Live Verification System. The aim was to verify the identity and details of pensioners in real time, just to check whether the person is dead or alive. The intention was to simplify this process and have a bit of tech in it. So to implement this idea, the state government contracted private companies. These companies were responsible for making it a reality, right from building the software for pensioner verification to testing it. A private company then did put its hand up, and then they worked on implementing this idea of the state government. That private company is called Posidex Technologies Private Limited. It's a Hyderabad-based company. An RTI application by an activist named SQ Masood revealed that it was this company, Posidex Technologies, that worked on the pensioner live verification system among other projects. And this RTI response was given by the Telangana government. Masood managed to get an invoice that also proved this. The invoice mentioned that Posidex developed 4 web services under this module and integrated them with T-App, which is the Telangana government's app, Election Department or EPIC data, and Pension Department data. Now note the mention of EPIC data. Now EPIC refers to the Election Photo Identity Card. So that is EPIC. In simple words, that is the voter ID that you and I have. So this data, the EPIC data, was handed over to the state government and to the company. The RTI response confirms that the voter ID data was indeed used in the government project. Ayushi Kar's report says that this was the first known instance of the Election Commission of India sharing its voter database with a state government who used it for their own project, where private companies were also involved. So the same EC that now talks about protecting women voters, protecting the privacy of the voter, ended up sharing their entire database with a state government. Now it's important to note that the EC shares electoral rolls with political parties for election purposes. That is public. The electoral rolls are available. But experts say that sharing all the finer and personal data with state governments and third party basically violates right to privacy. Also, why did the Election Commission share its data with the Telangana government in this case is unclear at the moment. So that's one part. What's more interesting is how the company has responded to the story done by Ayushi Kar in the Reporters Collective. 2 people from the company gave 2 different responses. First was the managing director of Posidex, who's also a former Indian Revenue Service Officer, IRS officer. He said it's all Telangana government. The project was theirs, the data sets given for use was there, the data centers is there, everything is Telangana government. The MD says Posidex did not have any access to data. This is an important point which we will come to in a minute. The CEO of Posidex, on the other hand, told TRC that the app doesn't use EC data at all. He went on to say that the app wasn't built by Posidex, but by another company. Posidex just played a small part in the authentication part of this project. but their invoices mention otherwise, and this is something that the TRC report mentions. The same invoice sourced through an RTI reply by an activist says this: integration done with Amazon Web Services to compare live photo with Epic Card photo. So this again proves that Epic Card or voter IDs were indeed used, and these are from the invoices that were given as part of an RTI reply. And the company Positex was very much part of the process. That is what the documents and the report establishes. By 2020, the Telangana government renamed this entire project as Real-Time Data Authentication, or RTDAI. And then gradually it also began to expand the scope of this project that they had started in 2019. So as far as pension beneficiaries were concerned, they were required to upload a recent selfie, which served as a proof of identity and proof of them being alive. In 2020, RTDAI was piloted during municipal elections at 10 polling booths in Telangana. Here, facial verification or facial authentication of voters was done. Their photo of the voter was then matched using a database that had photos and other details sourced from the ECI voter IDs. So gradually from pension, this pilot in election, the Telangana government expanded this face recognition system to other government departments as well. So from education to transport, it became part of the Telangana government's machinery or their administrative tools. In fact, the Telangana government themselves have talked about it in a 2023 presentation. The use of voter data in such a manner was flagged by activists. Last month, activist Srinivas Kodali complained to the Telangana Chief Electoral Officer, claiming that this use of data, this data sharing by the EC was unlawful and a complete misuse of electoral rolls. According to Kodali, this data sharing story likely began about 10 years back in 2015. That is when the ECI attempted to link voter IDs with Aadhaar. In his complaint, Kodali mentioned a letter that dated 2018, April 25, 2018. This letter confirmed that Telangana CEO office had supplied/shared the electoral roll/Epic database with the SRDH application. Now, SRDH stands for State Resident Data Hub. It's a state-level portal by the government that has full details of people such as name, age, genders, etc. Kodali said that this transfer gave the Telangana government complete access to voter data. So then, over the years, this data that was originally meant for electoral purposes, the government ended up tweaking it, repackaged it, and began using it as part of their facial data, facial verification for their government projects. In fact, once the story came out, TMC MP Mahua Moitra has reacted sharply, criticizing Chief Election Commissioner Gyanesh Kumar, saying that his lies have been exposed. Now, at the time we are recording this video, neither the Bharat Rashtra Samiti nor the Election Commission have officially commented on the issue. That's all we have for this report. Thanks for watching.